Okay, welcome to lesson 4, the theory of plate tectonics. So when we last left off, um, evidence from the 60s and 70s and 80s led scientists to understand that the continents were in fact moving and continental drift became a thing. But we still need to figure out why they were moving. And that's what led us to the theory of plate tectonics. Okay? So in your notebooks, we're going to set up today, and then you're going to watch a few videos that the book company provides and do an exit ticket. So in your notebook, the challenge question is, how did continental drift lead to the theory of plate tectonics? So how did we get from that one concept to understanding how the continents actually moved? So the three key vocabulary that I'm going to use in this lesson is what a plate is. And we've kind of been using that term already, but a plate is defined as large sections of the Earth's surface made of lithosphere. And remember, lithosphere is all of the crust plus the top hard portion of the mantle. Its plates sit on top of that liquid magma layer. We're also going to use the phrase plate tectonics, and that just explains the movement of the Earth's lithospheric plates. And then we are going to talk about convection currents. And we'll get to those in the next video. But convection currents is the circulation of a fluid due to differences in temperature. Okay, so once you get those all copied down, go ahead and move to the next section. Okay. So what are these tectonic plates? And if you look at the Earth over here, you can see the red is that magma I was talking about, and these hard parts that sit on top. And the hard parts are just all cracked, and they have these edges to them. And that's what's actually moving around. So on the surface, we can see that the continents move, but in reality, the whole structure, all of the hard parts on the Earth are kind of bumping around. And if we were in class, I would tell you to think of, do you know those little puzzles you get from the dentist's office when you get to pick out of the treasure chest? And they would have like the little plastic square that had the 8 little squares in them, and you could slide the squares around. There was always one missing, so you had room to move, and you would try and organize them to make a picture. The plates move kind of like that. So there's a little bit of space in between all of the plates. If you move one plate to the right, it dislodges the other ones and shifts them to another location. So if one plate moves right, another plate might have to move left to make room for it, or it might move up. You cannot move one plate without moving the other. Okay, and as those pieces move around, they make earthquakes and volcanoes and mountains and islands, and that's what we're going to get into in the next couple of lessons. So when we figured out that the continents weren't just floating in the ocean, that they were actually connected. All of the continents, all of the land is connected. If you can think of the Earth and think that we would remove all of the water, you could actually just walk off the beach, continue to walk down, and walk the whole way over to the next country. So if you're at Ocean City, and there was no water and you walked off the beach, you could just keep walking straight and eventually end up in England or Europe. It's all connected. It's just that the water fills in the lowest spots, and that's why we call it sea level. Those are the lowest areas where the water sits. The beaches change based on how the plates move and how elevations change. And we always just define that lowest spot that the water is as sea level. Okay, so that missing link that Wegener was missing was why they move and how they move, and figuring out that the continents were all connected to solid land underneath the water was a big deal. And that kind of is what took us into the theory of plate tectonics. So for the rest of today, there are 2 short videos. They're not very long. The book company puts those together, and I want you to watch them. And then there's an exit ticket. Now, if we were in class, it would have been one of the sheets of paper that you would have glued into your notebook, and after the videos, you would have checked true or false. So for today, it's the same kind of thing, except I want you to watch the 2 videos, and then I want you to go and try and do the exit ticket. If you're confused, you don't know the answers, you can go back and rewatch the videos. There's no harm in doing that, okay? And then tomorrow we'll talk about what's causing those plates to move. Okay, guys? All right, enjoy the short videos and good luck on your exit ticket, and I will see you tomorrow for lesson 4 part 2.